the postman has brought me a nice surprise this morning. To be honest with you, I've forgotten that I'd ordered these. I ordered them in June, earlier on this year, and they were delivered today. And they are my Pepper White Bare Root Roses. And I've ordered 4. You can never have enough roses, I think, in my honest opinion. And these are some varieties that I've wanted for a long while. One particular one is called, I'm sure you all know it, it's called Earth Angel. I always struggle to get into these bags. Sometimes you just pull the wrong string and everything just sort of tightens up and then you've got to go to the scissors. But luckily, it's like it's closed, so let's get on and see. Well, it's quite warm here by the fire. I've been lighting the fire just lately because it's turned a little bit chillier, and that was the reason that Trevor White has sent their roses out early. They said that everything's moved on a lot quicker this year, so that's why I've got them early. And here they are. They're looking nice and healthy and strong. I suppose really I'm not unwrapping them in the right place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them into the kitchen and I'll show you then exactly what there is in the bag. So I think actually in hindsight I might have to take you outside because the roses look like they're quite wet and I don't really want to put all the mess on the floor. So I'll see you out there. Good for smaller spaces, which is good because some of my spaces are getting pretty small now. It's also saying that it will also grow well in a pot, which is good to know, and the size will be 90 centimetres high by 40 centimetres wide, so more of a pillar type of growth, I would say. But I'm really looking forward to seeing this one next year when it starts to bloom. So that one's Earth Angel. Ooh, they're all a bit tangled up. So I actually bought 4 roses altogether, and this is quite a good substantial rose. Look at the root system on this one. That's really, really good. I'm so pleased with that one. And it's got, as you can see, I'm trying not to pull the roots too much. It's got some good canes on there. A few twiggy canes, but lots of good substantial canes. And this again, it's another one that I've wanted for a while. And this one's a Phenogenio rose. Phenogenio rose, and it's called Audrey, and it's a beautiful sort of apricotty colour, very similar to Abraham Darby, if you know that rose. And it's a fairly new introduction, so we've yet to sort of see how these roses do. But if I try and get the photo up for you, there we go. It's not really focusing overly well, but that gives you a rough idea of the colour. And the description on this rose is beautifully strong and fruity fragrance with a dominant background of apricots, which will be fabulous. I'm really into my peach coloured roses at the moment. I'm trying to not buy too many pale white or cream roses, because I do find that if we have a really sunny hot summer, that the colours do fade, and they fade to sort of like a creamy white, which then you end up with a garden just full of creamy white roses, which is not really what I want. So saying lovely little buds open to half enclosed deep cups, which eventually become perfectly open with apricot centres and paling edges. And they say that this rose will grow to 50 centimetres high by 70 centimetres wide. I've got a bit of mud on this. No, sorry, that's not 50, that's 90. So 90 centimetres high by 70 wide. So again, this is probably not going to get too wide, which is good for the smaller spaces, which I seem to be getting a lot of. Okay, so that's second rose. I just bought one each of these roses just to see how they go, and then if I really like them, I'll just go ahead and buy some more. I have bought quite a lot of more David Austin roses, which are the ones that I've already got, but the ones that I really like, so I'll be showing you those later when I plant them. I'm having to fight with the thorns a little bit on some of these. They are getting a bit tangled up. So the next one is a rose called Lavender Lassie. It's a hybrid musk rose, but it's also a bit of a rambler climber type rose, which is what I'm really wanting as well. I'm sort of getting very keen on the rambler roses as opposed to just plain old climbers, because rambler roses like to go round an arch, whereas a climber will always try to just head up for the sky. So you've got sort of a constant battle if you're trying to put roses round an archway, and so I'm hoping that this one will be able to be twisted and tied in as I need to do. So as you can imagine, this one is sort of a pale lavender colour, and again it's another one that's got a strong fragrance, because as you know, for my garden my priority really is to have lots of fragrance. I think it's such a shame when you've got a rose that doesn't smell nice or doesn't smell at all. So as I say, that is something I'd really do watch out for when I'm buying new roses. So back to the rose. We've got a nice strong 3 strong canes on this one, and again nice healthy root system, not dried out at all. I can see that some of the buds are starting to not sprout, but you can just tell that there will be life there as soon as springtime comes around and we have some warm weather. So I'm quite excited to see what this one's like. The labels have got a bit muddy because obviously the roots are all wet, so they're going to get messed up a little bit. But this one, it says it's a medium-sized lilac pink rosette shaped blooms with an unusual colouring and a good strong fragrance, and so it's an extremely useful plant. Continuously flowering, which again, rather than being in flushes, this will be what they probably call more of a perpetual flowering rose, which means that as one sort of group of flowers start to go over, another one has already formed, and so you'll have a constant sort of circulation of buds going, blooms going over as the new ones start to come out. So I'll just give you a quick look at the picture. Sorry about the mud. So that's the picture of that one. And as I said before, these are all Trevor White roses that I ordered in June, because apparently once they open their website for the bare root roses, they do tend to go quickly. So if you're wanting any of these bare root from them, as soon as they sort of get on the mailing list, and as soon as they start to advertise their bare roots, get them ordered. You won't get them until this time of year, or to be honest, normally it's into November by the time I get my bare root roses. But this year everything's just moved on a month really, so that's why now we're sort of receiving all of our bare root roses so early, which to to be honest, is quite good because it means that we can get them planted out, and the weather's still mild, so they'll get their roots will start to settle in before the cold weather comes, if we get any cold weather. Now, it looks like this next one, the root system on it is a right spider. Look at this for a root system, especially this one. I might have to trim that one back a little bit when I'm planting it, but yeah, I'm really happy with this one. And again, this is a rose I haven't come across before, which is really why I bought all of these roses, because I've got to the stage now, because I've got so many roses in the garden, I just want something different and something that I haven't seen or I don't see as a common rose. And this one's called David Hockney, and it's looking like it's got some really good strong canes, 5 good canes on here. And again, I'll just show you a picture because this is an unusual colour. I hope it actually colours up like this when the blooms come out, because it's sort of a mixture of peaches and pinks all on the same bush, which will be really nice. So where are we? I want to get it sort of close if I can, but obviously it's struggling to focus, so it gives you an idea anyway of the sort of colour scheme that's within the blooms. So this is going to need quite a big hole, I think. Right, so this is a climbing rose. It's actually advertised as a climbing rose, and it says it will grow up to 2 meters by 1.5 meters wide. So this one probably wants quite a good bit of space. So I'll have to have a look. I have actually got a few trees that I might have a look around. I might put this one. I know you're not supposed to plant roses at bases of trees, but I don't think it's always that bad as long as you look after them. And I do look after them because they're all my babies. I've got a very big family of babies, and so I think it'll be fine. So this one is described as, it says, David Hockney is a joyful variety dedicated to the British painter. So we've all heard of David Hockney, haven't we? It's a very double creamy apricot blooms that are edged with pink outer petals, and it sounds absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to see this one. A healthy and easy to manage climber, and as I say, it grows to about 2 meters by 1.5 meters. And so I did just get obviously just one of those. And so if you're wondering, Trevor White Roses, their website's pretty straightforward. So it's www.trevorwhiteroses.co.uk, and they've been growing roses for many years. They grow ancient and modern roses, and this time of year obviously you'll only be able to get bare root roses, I would think, although most of the rest of the year I would say you can get potted roses, but they're a lot cheaper to buy if you buy them bare root, which is the route I do tend to try to go down. Although if I go to a garden centre, I'm afraid I just can't help myself. So sometimes they just say, please take me home, and so I have to put them in the basket and I have to take them home. I just can't help it. So anyway, that's number 4, David Hockney. So I'm going to wipe my hands and then I'm just going to take you for a quick wander around the garden. Excuse me, I've got a runny nose. Because amazingly, because it's quite mild, there's still quite a lot of roses blooming, so I'd like to show them to you. Right, come on then, let's go. I'll just take the tripod, I think. So we've got a few roses down here. This one's the anniversary rose, doing really well, and the leaves are just starting now to, they look like they've got black spot, but to be honest they haven't. All it is really is the plant just losing its leaves, and the way it does that is just by depleting all of the energy from them so that they can fall naturally. I'm hoping you're seeing all of this okay, because as I say, I'm just whizzing around with the phone already still on the tripod. So there we go. Oops. And look, this is the orchard. Look at the leaves are starting to fall. Look at the colours. It's all looking a bit back-endy, isn't it? Which is, I suppose, what you'll expect. Now this rose here is called You're Beautiful, and I didn't want it in the main garden because it hadn't done very well for me in the past. But it's, well, as you can see, it's really happy in this raised bed. I just popped it in here while I decided what to do with it. There's no scent, unfortunately, but the performance at the moment is quite remarkable, really. I'm very surprised at it. The pear trees, we've had loads of pears. The Asian pear is, I've picked them all. We're actually in the process of making some Asian pear and Merlot grape wine, which is bipping away quite happily. And I've got some more pears to pick here. These are Concord, and I've stewed as many as I can to use through the winter. But I've only got so many jars I can fill up. But now I've got my Rayburn. I'm lighting my Rayburn in the afternoons and evenings, and so I can just put a pot on there and just stew them slowly. This one here is White Parfum de Provence, and it's such a beautiful rose, fabulous for wedding flowers. And look at the thickness and the petals in there, and it's got a lovely fragrance too. So they're all just dying down now for the winter. That one's Joie de Vivre. But the ones that are doing really well for me, I have to just show you Olivia. This is Olivia Rose Austin. She's just got a couple of odd blooms. And Polo. But yeah, the star of the show at the moment out here is Litchfield Angel. Doing really well. Just look. I think it thinks it's summertime. Obviously, because the weather's not too hot and not too cold. And the flowers are just, they've been on here for weeks and weeks and haven't really moved. This one's Port Sunlight. Beautiful, aren't they? It's just so nice to have them at this time of year. And up against the fence here we've got Gentle Hermione. She looks like a water lily. There's not many flowers, I suppose, really left when you come to look at them individually, but when you just look out of your window at them, it's just so nice to see them all still around. I'll be taking a few of them out, I think, this year. I did move a lot last winter, but I won't be doing that this year. I'll just be any that I take out won't be moved. They will just be either put by the dike side or given away to other people. Oh, this one's Sally Holmes. She's done really well. She's sort of like I wouldn't say she's a climber, just a big shrub really. But hopefully you're all still enjoying a few odd roses in your garden. We've got winter coming, which I sort of don't mind it up to Christmas. When it gets past Christmas I start getting a bit fed up. I don't like the cold weather, as I'm sure most of you don't, but I suppose it's part of the season, isn't it? We have to go through the cold, wet, to give all the plants a bit of a rest and let them replenish, and then obviously in springtime we'll have it all to look forward to again. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. I always think it's exciting when you're unboxing new plants and flowers and things, especially roses, and so that's why I thought I'd just share that with you. I'm hopefully going to be putting some more videos on soon. Probably not the roses, because I think they've just about gone to bed now for the year, but as you probably know, I do make brooms, so every now and again I'm popping a short video on about my broomsticks, which I've been making now for over a decade actually. I sell them on Etsy and they're all totally handmade. They're just a different thing to what you can buy from China, I have to say. They do take a lot of work, and now I'm sort of a bit older, it's probably going to be a couple more years and then I'll probably retire from doing that, because it's hard work on the knuckles. I tend to have swollen knuckles, so it's quite hard work, but I do enjoy doing it, and I've got the materials here. They're all growing in the woods basically for me, ready for me to harvest, so it'd be daft not to use them while I still can, and that means I can work from home, which is great as well. So if you like this video, please think about maybe subscribing to my channel. As I say, I've got a Rayburn, so I'll be doing a few things, showing you a little bit about that. It's all part of like living in the country and living sustainably, using whatever materials we can that we gather. We do chop quite a bit of our own wood, and we've got a log splitter, so we can sort of manage some of the bigger pieces as well. But I just love it. I love this sort of style of living. It feels sort of really grounded and wholesome, and yeah, so okay, I hope you all enjoy your gardens and have a lovely week. Bye.